take your bad situation and improve your role, to release your flow. It's a long stretch to loosen all the nooses from the baby's necks. And tell the young ladies they should save the sex. And tell the young guys not to break their neck for the place of sex, but get the paycheck. And real women really don't play that. A wise lesson learned really, really way back. I used to okay that. The Lord saved me, Jack, from a life of whack. Come on.
Into the black light, exit the madness.
Oh,
Yeah, into the black light, exit the madness. You're into the black
you might want to start paying attention on this next verse.
You into the black light,
Just give me your attention for a minute. Damn. Come on. We from the same cut, but playing different positions. Our top secret message got the president attention. Do what you do, just make the good folk listen. And trust me, yo, it's not about who you kissing. There is a plan to see you chewed up and shit out. The devil's burning red from the fire that we spit out. We on the get up, the hell with that down low. Cherish the gift of the wisdom that we found, yo. Still on the mission with the daily agenda. Your head's been cloudy, so I got you to remember that I walk with the king of kings inside me. Just like the root in India, I read. I volunteer, know the Lord didn't hire me. It is the spirit that inspired me. Water of life to show the chief where the fiery. We have no time for those that be acting grimy.
Yeah, I get it.
You see the light now? Boy, I've been talking to y'all for a while. You see, you thought this was for like some type of game. Man, revolution. Yeah. When you free your mind, your ass will follow. That's for real. And some of y'all locked up so bad, don't nobody have to put chains on you. Hell, you chain yourself down mentally, spiritually. Come on, free your mind, dude. You a king. Free your mind, chick. You a queen. Let me get something with some feel to it, some funk to it. Come on. I think I like that. Can we get some heavy drums in there? More like Caribbean, Caribbean. Yeah. Yes. Bounce to this. I'm just a black man, title, yo, you give me that. I like them imports, never push the Cadillac. And would you figure, Mr. Man, while you're kicking back with sick plans to get you stacked, making chickens fat? You know you into that, chilling with your timber cat. Intoxicated to the point, past sinful acts. Be very nimble, Jack, or Jill will get a water back. And have your heart broke just like a heart attack. Look where your power at, no, not the Mido cats. It's deeper than tats and hurricanes and old maps. The spirit flows, so my folks throw daps. Meant for the wise as well as the spoiled brats. So you can fold up or either you can fold back. I hold no judgment over those that have chose crack. Terror over habit that has been proven to hold back. With God on your side, you can get your soul back. Yeah. We need some 3 parts on this, man. Yes, sir. I can't carry my boys at chorus. Come on, line up. Yo, I need y'all 3-part harmony on this. I don't know how you gonna work it out, but work it out. Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it proud of the man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it proud of the man to gain the world and lose his soul? Into the room, you feel a certain doom. You might lose your hearing from the sonic boom. Out of the mouth is a sword and I'm taking you out. You try to stop me and I'm faking you out. Man, I wish I had an apprentice to build this work. Collaborate on synthesis. And I hope you remember this. Keep your enemy near to you. Far away, keep those that are dear to you. I hate beer, but I used to drink brew heavily into the little habit turned deadly. I used to have a bud every day and all week, intoxicated to the point where I couldn't hardly speak. So do the knowledge, that means hold your head, let the past stay dead and keep a level head and don't be misled. Remember most of what I said, I'm hot like times in a rock, but you got us hot from working on your block.
By the end of the night, how deep this music is. What does it profit the man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul?
Mike's handed, I'm speaking candid. Understand this is the way that the masses demand it. I have wisdom, but God planned it. General media banned it. I blow flows on beaches and make you wonder where the sand went. The Taliban spent more times in design to destroy cities. My rhymes inspire minds. I'm known as Big Papa, but I ain't your daddy yet. But I could be your bro if you could get the concept. There be many that stand whenever I rip, but it's devastation whenever I rip. I spit flows that hit like mouth on tits, straight legit. You fake rappers need to understand that felonies, gunfights and drugs don't make a true MC. And I will do more than talk this talk, or I will defiantly walk this walk. There's no need to spaz, your nose bleeding while I'm beating your ass. You in the cesspool.
Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What does it profit?
Ancient Chinese secret now. Ooh. Yes. Did you not pay attention in your history class, partner? Wake up. Yes, sir. Partner. Wake up. Yes, sir. Partner. Wake up, son. It is written that there's nothing new under the sun, nothing new. And that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So take your position. Don't you know you are part of that scripture, yo? Yo, you've been getting in the way and what you knock you down. Yes, but we gon' bring the light, yeah. A Max B production, baby. You know what it is. Listen, I'm known to tell you to fight back. There's no need to sell crack just to live fat. Why don't black superstars simply give back when they know it's a struggle just to live black? Can you picture that, Mr. Aristocrat? I'm coming from the bottom, rising to the top, and conscious is the tone on the CDs I drop. I won't flip-flop like a black bass, but I will put a message in the song before I hook your ass. See, we first class living, worse than slaves of the earlier days, and we adapted the ways of the slave master. I stand upon it, the very rock which put your people in bondage just to get 100. The big face kind, and it don't matter if it's making people lose their freaking mind. That's why I'm speaking mine, hopefully to change yours, to pull you out of these streets from these drugs and strange whores. Huh. Is anybody there? Is there love out there? Is anybody there? Is there love out there? It's like we died inside, no longer having pride. We're still for rides, a new skill to hide. And like the red tide, go and get our heads dyed. Rebel against the laws in the cities we reside. Sleep the circumstance, though our eyes open wide. Fail to coexist, let alone coincide. Eat chicken many ways, but prefer it fried. Like your man on death row when his relatives cried. It's death a mistake because somebody lied. And we can only pray that Christ is by his side. Convicted on the statement implied with no proof. Now will the warden cry that he killed another youth? I truly doubt it, that's why we stay in the booth. Just cause it ain't enough, we should demand and show proof. And if they overlook our voices, then we raise the roof. Which one of y'all dudes? Is anybody there? Is there love out there? Is anybody there? Is there love out there?
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about to suppress, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So if only people that's scared are the oppressors, the only people who could have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that.
3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. It's time for a change, gotta bounce up. The oppressor's about to get tossed up. I'ma lay your mouth, execution styles too late for an apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of flame, by God, it's overdue. Your time is in the end. Lock Jah silent without sin. He put me on the better for justice to win. The oppressor's about to get rolled down. With suppressors attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger prophet like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the pitiful simple. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the clock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who haven't took a stand. Oh, and kneels too late when the caps get peeled. Don't believe a GC type. Going hits close to home. You gotta act the bone, but it got the dome when it's on the zone. All red in my vision through sight. It's killer be killed whenever I fight. From above, I've been given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. All the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' win them all, so gon' pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, meet no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in the ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush, crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
Whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, ways the heart as I sun ray my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, ways the heart as I sun ray my art her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge one is when the rhyme and bass rock. I rose up, took a shower, purified my arc field. Took copper for a walk to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, I've more to build. Solid foundation, my crown chakra core and heel. Pound the pavement, sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war, man or woman and child. Rid the land of all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. Is the peace left or war cry, whatever the relevant name of each path, simple, highest form, spiritualities, how you teach math, a humble beast is still a beast. Now feel the beast wrath, rain fire on them, and the internet forms, sigils, emojis, and the avatars that wore them. Destroy this de facto government and its quarrels. Establish Big Ma house so she may restore him. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when rhyme and bass drop. The next host, note to self, quit playing, hit the gas. This shaft is called my turn, take the risk and spaz. Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for grist to their cash. Sad can't watch videos without the subliminals. Predictive programming weirdo from menstrual shows. The land's contaminated, fruits and vegetables, black minerals, the water and skies I fry. Liquid chemicals, technology got me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beats and whatnot for my best option, contemplating which bar will next pop to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox. Off the chart, I continue to climb, watching the rest flop like carp fishing, 100% fresh shark water. I'm on the front line, X-Martial spot. I shine because of her, for she's the best part. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when the rhyme and bass drops.
We're gonna lock these in. We can hear each other from 1,000 miles away. I've been working on it.
All praises to the Most High.
Working on it.
All praises to the great matriarch. Honor and respect to our ancestors. Jah, you've always had a father, the author of your flow, for your fire starter, the cause of your glow. But the trail I've blazed, I pray you turn from it. The hell I've raised, I pray you don't burn from it. The work I put in, I pray that you earn from it. The mistakes I've made, I pray that you learn from it. You my splitting image, little darker, little taller. I'm a shot caller, though you just a little baller. Latif, I'm still teaching you like Yang. My healing, reaching you despite me lock and chain. Black you speaking true, you ignite lots of pain. I feel the releasing of lightning and drops of rain from the sound cloud. You sound like me, the crown's proud. But unlike me, son, you haven't turned down loud. A smoke screen which surrounds you, shrouds your style. My shout allow your genius to astound the crowd. You my beloved, you scintillate profusely. You my beloved, you resent fate foolishly. You my beloved, do ventilate truthfully. You my beloved son, in who I'm well pleased. Okay, showing your vision is resplendent, my descendant when filming your intuition extends. The lenses felt when your cinematographic flashes of your scripted class get your inner magic. Dramatic action mixed with vivid aspects mastered surpasses the average glass, stretches the facet through the scope of life's Kodak. You see classic. The question you have is mathematics. Please ask it, son. Earth's a classroom, so put your hand up. At last, boom, you already knew the answer. I pray to God to give me another chance for the love of my life, my wife, just a romance her. In the misconception, no time for second guessing. It's destined. You knew who was who through a reflection that she showed you of me many years ago. Special features presentation appears to show you my beloved. You scintillate profusely. You my beloved. You resent fate foolishly. You my beloved. Do ventilate, truthfully, you my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased. Now, Samuel, I am your found for sure that the signal is a scramble or deprogrammable. From a little cub to a lion, not of my bloodline. Don't give a damn, though love you as if you was mine. I'll be the first. Forgive me for my absence. The Most High sat me down to learn patience through abstinence, amongst other lessons. Perfect my craft and talents, balance of our legacy in the Black Hawk's talents. Face adversity, overcome all challenges. Generational wealth for the next generation to us. Can't make the same mistakes of past tense instead. Let's create an after we've cried relapses type of atmosphere. Redirected fire, recalibrate the energy to propel us higher. As sovereign, opulent, autocratus, Nijis, I look at all three of my sons. On God, I see me. You my beloved. You scintillate profusely. You my beloved. You resent fate foolishly. You my beloved. Do ventilate, truthfully, you my beloved sons, in whom I'm well pleased.
What the goal of the billionaire class is to remake the world as a digital simulation, really, to digital virtualize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit.
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posses. For my worshiping pedophiles wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system, irrigation, and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released for prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And I equate it to like the golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Chuka Chofa. Or Chuka Chofa. What's happening? What's happening? Snoo, what's up, baby? I'm sending you messages, yo. You be stuck on it, man. Come on now. No, it's messing with you. Oh, Mac, what's happening? Baby Earl Slaughter. Excellent video. They tried to keep me from crossing over it. They did a force reset on my phone, my tablet, to which there's no way they can be getting up in there because I disconnected any and almost everything. No, I want you to know that I'm not attempting to have you feed something because I'm not feeding it. Just because I'm mentioning, we think I'm mentioning. I'm not really saying anything. Yet I am expressing something in the world of their delusion. So I can feed their energy exactly what it deserves. Ganja, what's up, beloved? Appreciate you reaching out and letting people know I was going on because, they can't stop nothing. Craig Ross, what's happening, beloved? What's going on, beloveds? So anyway, I said I was going to come on and read this. I was outside and I said, let me go ahead and set this up because I hadn't set it up. And then when I set it up for about 40 minutes. And I said, okay, here they go. Thank goodness. Because we look at energy as if it's been stolen, misappropriated, and misused, to which the latter two is not a lie. In the sense that if we stay on the vernacular, we're actually giving the energy. Somebody said I was the first one they heard express. I said, I'm not the first one, but I said to them, I'm not the first one too. Just to let you know. I says, but I never heard it. When I said it the first time, it was on MySpace. I says, are you aware? And I was living in New York. I said, are y'all aware that most of the things powered around here is powered by actually all of you? And they were like, man, Reg, you be sharing some crazy stuff, bro. We come from the motherland, blah, blah, blah. Because it's the mentality of liberals who don't really know how they. And I'm not saying the fictional, the lie doesn't affect the so-called conservative too, by those two parties, to which I belong to neither. They're parties, and not for them. The parties for the enemy that sucks their energy or knows how to utilize it. I says, no. I says, you create oxygen. You don't just push out carbon. That's a lie. There's a balance to everything. And at that time, I was really starting to get into sitting at Baldwin's bookstore, Barnes & Noble and all these other, mom and pop bookstores that still existed. And Harlem, a lot of blaxploitation nonsense. And in Manhattan, especially, because there was quite a few. And Jersey, you'd be surprised. The one in Millville was my favorite. It was like I was actually in France. Matter of fact, they spoke with an accent I could not figure for the sake of me. Where we used to have the car shows and do Taekwondo martial arts expos where I did my Bushido blade routines, and they were like, this guy's a samurai, And it was always in front of that bookstore. The time I had to break 62 pencils. And the kids were like, no, because of the store right in the corner going by the pencils. I says, it doesn't matter, real or fake. It's all an illusion. And I think it was 62 or 72 pencils I had to go through. Anyway, regardless, that's nothing. But regardless, the bookstore is always in front of it, which was like a block and a half away from the gymnasium to which we trained. We even grappled a lot. And I says, no, I started getting into reading into Hindu and more Buddhism and Taoism. I was already into philosophies by the narrative of what they say philosophies are, but I was doing my best to get this focus of getting away from the misdirect, because you need to know that everything they allowed out here, and there's puzzle pieces. This is a fact. Whatever you allude or believe or think a fact is. And I started to see things totally different. I started to realize that my service buddy, Charisma, saw me different from how I see myself in the mirror. And there are times with the fear with animals, we give a black mirror, and it's not to denote or add. The black mirror is something you want to stay away from because it is absorbent. And in this, I started seeking out more of the irresponsible actions of, you know, TRU and all that kind of stuff, and BD and all that other stuff. And come to realize that most of these gangs were created by people who are steeped into the occult. Now, I believe I had a book arrive today. I'll pick it up today or tomorrow, whenever, based on occult. I'm still waiting on the FedEx to come here and drop my books off, to which I actually was on the phone. That's why I started late talking. So I'm like, I'm supposed to have 20 books here. What's going on? And I told y'all, I expressed to y'all, hopefully they didn't drop it also when the people just didn't take my books, because they were alluding to the fact that the books was dropped. And I was like, with the drunk guy, huh? So, not to give it no energy. I want to read a few things here because people have been becoming more in touch with things that I've shared. And if you go back some of my older videos, you'll hear a little because I always give a little tea about things. The enemy could not operate like this war. The war wouldn't exist, but with the narrative war. Does war really mean fighting and murder? Why do I say this? I'm going to read directly from here. A lot of you know I'm into chakras, right? And we know that Hindustan is not India. That's a whole new creation, just like China, Japan, blah, blah, blah. And we're not talking about the indigenous original people. There has to be a division of all contents. It's not saying that people didn't exist, but who was utilized to fight wars, to destroy, and to help rewrite history, and who were the first ones taken away and pushed into ignorance by those. Because if you think that there's no melanated people controlling some of this, all people are melanated. The sun is not what gives pale skins cancer. It's the diet. It's the chemicals. But that's another illusion. Now, when we get into this, when you want to talk about yoga and tantra, I would advise y'all to study more into that, just to help you out. But we say kundalini, we say the Muladhara, all right? The side of, I can't pronounce these like I used to because it's been so long, but the chakras, the Savhasdinya or the Manipura, and if it was a Hindu here, a Hindu brother here, you can pronounce these appropriately. If he was sitting here, I was talking with my bro, and he was like giving me how to say the words. I can go and Google the sound and say, I don't practice the language. But on a hatha, even when I did yoga, I could not mention them. And I used to be like, y'all know what position. And you know, when Miss what's name would say, take over the class, Mr. Branch, and I'd be like, okay, you know. And it was all ladies. And the Vishuddha, the Ajna, and the Sadhasana. When you start looking at the Kundalini and the Shikini, the Kani, the Lakini, the Rakini, the Dakini, the Hakini, what are these basically about? You're getting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you have 8. And when you get into the Sadashiva, that one I know. We're talking about like the central nervous system, the last one, right? And you're talking about the Ganesha, no, 7. The Ganesha, the Brahma, the Vishnu, the Rudra, right? The Javata, and the power. I would ask y'all to start looking at these, all right? And look at them and what they allude to, because you got to remember it's 7 focal points, right? Right? And then what's the lower one? What's the 7th chakra? Okay. Let's go back over here and pull it up. Because I actually have everything right here. I just want to, excuse me. I'm going to read them from here. I don't want to just go off my head, because some of the chants I do not say. All right. So, you know, the crown chakra, right? Excuse me. The heart chakra, the third eye chakra. You have the sacral chakra, the throat chakra, the root chakra. But what's the 7th one? The Kundalini energy. What's grounding you? Remember we were talking about 7.38 or whatever, 8 hertz. All right. The Sen, which is based on what? Energy, right? Based on what? What is the energy in Sen? What is it based on? We know the crown and the crystal, right? We know the sacral chakra, and we know the third eye chakra, right? But the heart chakra is what? It loses the green, right? What is that about? So when I was talking to y'all about sin and God, and then that sentient part, that part people think the brain thinks. No, the brain is a Rolodex. It's like the computer, right? All the remembrance. The heart is where you process emotions and feelings. Woman, emotional. Man, right? What is man? Think about it. Man is not supposed to be emotion. He's supposed to be that which protects it, right? When you're talking about Adam and Eve, emotion, strength, right? Why is it that nobody gets this? Because religion has divvied it up in a way all throughout the nations. And you see people acting upon these. So when we're looking at the Kundalini, we're looking at, originates at the root chakra. That's the sin. And if you don't disperse it, it becomes polluted. But if you hold it, but your diet is right, you can cause it to what? Rise to the crown. What is that? When I'm talking about ascension, people think it's outside there. In this realm, if we want to use that, this earth, this plane of existence, we have been, you all have been convinced to see three-dimensional when you're still in a one-dimensional existence. You are in this catacomb, this enslaved mentality, and that the enemy wants to paint a picture as if you have control, when the control, there is no control. It's the illusion of control. That's why they have some of the, and I'm going to say this, and I'm not attempting to be mean, the dumbest people in costume running around employing procedures and policies. They are the most obedient slaves. And this is a fact. It doesn't matter how much they party and the so-called bad guys they get. I always ask, when you want to say somebody's bad, first of all, I can't stand that word, it's stupid. But how did they get there? Nobody, all these fake police officers, especially the pale skins, we don't want to talk about the melanated, those ones who retired, those are the dumbest critters on earth. But the light skins, you always have those who find the light with them, because we got to stop this intermarital hate that we have. Marriage, marginal. You fill out a paper to go and become one, and you belong to the state, the corporation. They do as you what they will. You got to go and pay a fiat that's worthless for other marginal dummies to believe that it's about control. You have no control in your existence because you don't write your own narrative. You won't free yourself. You won't ascend. You will not allow yourself for it to go through all the things that bind you to go into the Rolodex and be remembered, to have recall. How was that? Well, let's look at this. So we like entertainment. And somebody asked me to break this down because they said they heard it somewhere. I says, bro, you could have put the words and broke them down and you could have saw it yourself. But here it is, from Latin entrare, to enter, right? Excuse me. Find entrare, verb, in the Latin online dictionary with English. For those who want to look for it, go and look it up. So what I'm going to do, it means to enter, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a contract, because that's what you do in marriage. When did marriage become a contract? Listen to this. Then you get into the word 10. You remember that thing with the Wizard of Oz, the 10 man, your birth certificate, which is not yours? What the fuck you need a birth certificate on when you're brought into this world by two vessels of sentient creatures? All right. So enter 10. Enter into something, or entered into something. That's what they do. They send your mom when you come in this world by distracting you and removing your life cord, your lifeline, prematurely. And they take that and utilize it to create all kind of nasty things. Regardless of that, don't get focused there on that. Do not give energy to that. And then she takes her baby, who she has to breastfeed, right? They say the mama, you know, what does that mean? To be the parents, to parent. So you've been entered, even though you enter the 10. This is how they use this against you. The 10, which means a tenant holds a lease to a property. So you enter. Somebody has a lease on you because now you're property. right? How? Well, mint. You know what mint is? Mind. And mint is mente, okay? Inherited from Latin, the suffix, which attaches to an adjective in the feminine singular. And if you look at it from its Proto-European mentis, it means thought. That's control. So that's like entertainment. Your whole life has been a visual entertainment for them. And they've utilized these spells. They've cast spells without you even knowing it. Just like we say when we look at the tell, the lie, and vision. Because, and then you're entertained, right? By channeling. And this is not new. Some of you know this was in the last couple of years because of the UWAP and people scared to say it because the enemy thinks they're in control because you haven't really accessed your power. You've been entered into a contract unknowingly because you're looking at everything in a full fulcrum or north, south, east, and west. So all that is confusion. You are not on a direct path. You're on the wide road, bumping heads with everybody with you. You got wars, you got fighting, you got feelings, emotions all over the place. You don't know why. Because this is reprobative. You don't know how to detract and stop the distraction. You could say it, but you don't know that that energy is profound in you. There are things that you look at and you don't have to use entertainment. That is still, me saying it now, is like more redundancy to giving away power until you realize it has no power. It has absolutely no power. When you do that, then you can stop beating yourself around. Some people say with the lower chakra being, you have anxiety, this, that, and other. Some will say, well, you got anxiety. Dude, I've been poisoned for over 16, 17 years by this fake ass VA. They knew something by looking at my blood. They knew energy when they see it. They see you. I mean, how is they can create an internet and put a modem that now they can look at you without cameras and see you in placement moving as it better, consummates its creation to better track you through the walls. Look at all the stuff they use, all right, to extract this nuclear weapons. What do you think they did with all that waste? And you got people, and I did it too, contracting to do construction, right? When we throw sheetrock up, do you know where that crap comes from? From that waste. Remember I was talking about, when you're talking about, whenever you like, for those who had a house built, you like, yo, I need insulation. It's funny how we used to use wool and cotton, which worked just fine, and hemp, and worked just fine. Okay? But now everything is synthetic. But you have this off-gassing. It's more chemicals. So now you got more chemicals. Okay? Now your food. It's a distraction. Why is it a distraction? It's even like wheat. That's a bastardized form of wheat that's being used everywhere unless you can get truly natural wheat, to which most people have no contact to. Because these bastards have their own underground farms in places you know nothing about, just like some of the Chinese military bases on this land. I'm not saying the Chinese are your enemy. Okay? I'm not telling you to sit by and just allow things to happen, because there are casualties, right? I'm not saying give that any energy either. Do you see what I just did? I got your head running all in this fulcrum, this north, south, east, and west, right? And you're like, whoa, y'all processing stuff at such a fast rate. You're not really even in control just because of what I'm stating. I have entertained you. I have taken you and grabbed you. And now I'm force feeding you a bunch of shit that really shouldn't matter regardless. Some people say, well, you got guns. And what? Because they die. They don't have the full answer. If they did, this would have been done a long time ago. They're still learning while you are running around in conflicted and confusion. So we look, what does mint mean in Latin? Inherited from Old Catalan, meant from Latin mentum, mind. From Proto-Indo-European mentes, in thought. So entertainment is to control your mind. Entered a contract or been entered. Obtain, grabbed a hold of your mind, your soul, your whole being. You don't know no better. And then how do they do it? Slowly. me type this in. Hold on. So, okay, I just want to pull up the right thing because they've changed a lot of things. So metals are essential micronutrients that play vital roles in the body and brain and are required for normal maintenance and function. These metals are needed in small amounts, which is why they're called trace minerals. The amount of metals needed is so small that it can't be seen with the naked eye or even with microscope. You always see people, like Westside showed me a video I seen because I follow the guy, where the brother over in UK is eating a raw steak. Do you know how much iron, selenium, which is a mineral, a metal, and copper is in the blood of raw meat? More than your body can handle. Do you know how much metals have been removed from water, to which they fluoridated and used all the arsenic and all kind of other stuff? Do you know how many metals are in shots? I'm not saying no specific shot, just shots. It's a fact. I can Google shots and all the different metals in it right now. A plethora. Y'all, how many of y'all drink Gatorade, Prime, and Monster? 666 Monster and all this other stuff. Do you know how many illicit, hybridized, made up toxic metals run through all those drinks, besides some of the carcinogenic and stuff taken from fetuses to create FD4, red and yellow, are in this stuff? The levels. Do you know that when I take vitamins, it's because I eat 1 meal, but that 1 meal, y'all saw the picture, right? It looked big, and anybody can tell you it's not really that big. And I don't really eat in one sitting. It take me an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and almost 2 hours to eat that whole plate yesterday. Only meal I had. Last night I went and I was like, I'm hungry, and I decided, not tonight. I was satiated. I was full. So what did I do? I took my 1/4 on the chopping board, on a board of copper, zinc, magnesium. Instead of taking 3, I took 1 magnesium because I knew where these ones came from. All right. And that was it. I didn't have to take a B vitamin. I didn't have to drink no water. Not at all. I ate half of a red bell pepper. It's a fruit to me. Natural. When they want to say glucose or carbs, why are they putting high fructose and corn syrups in solids? Why are they giving you all these things and the gum, and why are they putting all that in your food? What am I alluding to? To keep you from connecting to the real frequency. So if you have all these different metals to which they use that fiber optics cable, what's the best thing in car stereos? Gold wire, right? Conductive. They want to dismiss a lot of minerals that are natural to you, and they want you to put all this stuff. And that's why I have an issue with China making these bad chemicals that these companies over here are pushing in all the vitamins now, and you're taking them. So that says that the government of China, not the people, is in lieu of this government who wants to kill you when there's some Negroes, and these are the ones you need to be careful. And we little brand of the, the little brands they be having, and the Eagle with the Boule, and you need to really pay attention. Those individuals ain't using the crap that they're pushing and selling to you. Okay? That keeps your frequency jacked up, running around crazy. You can't. Now you have power to be dismissive of it, where nothing can harm you. But how do you start the ascension process? How do you get past that? A lot of you are having a hard time making choices. Why do you think you're having a hard time making a choice? The simple-minded would say, I choose to be here and watch. That has nothing to do with anything. I'm just giving you a little tea. It's what you do with furthering the research to know a little better. You have a system that wants you to be held in a lie. The fact of the matter is, y'all want to argue with people, and yet we built this country. Hell, we built most of them. You have people from some place they want to call Africa, but you can't even stop the killing and murders over there. You have thousands, if not millions, of people who left here and went to Africa and built it up. Look at Ghana. And I'm not bothered and all the businesses and everything, all the brothers from over here, all doctors from here went over there and established that Ghana wouldn't have a damn thing if it wasn't for them. And yet their system is a purgatory because of the hate, being the younger brother, not knowing the truth, steeped in religion and everything else. Because of what? You think that they don't have chemicals over there affecting them? You think them spraying crap in the air is natural? I'm not saying go ahead and cry about it, but you got all these so-called black folk in your neighborhood who don't know that black and African American is not a nation or an identity. But they still play on it because they're being misled and misrepresented by a bunch of people. It don't matter whether they're getting a better diet or not. You're still stuck there because you don't know how to make a choice, because your frequency, you're not really getting in touch with. I don't care how much you're grounding. I don't care, because some of you know you're still eating crap. Some of you know that you're slipping. Some of you are saying to yourself, oh, I'll just have a thing of ice cream today. No, you gotta put it all away. I express what you should do on your so-called birthday to some of y'all. I see you still celebrating. I'm 58, I'm 56 today, I'm 52 today. Shut up. Time. Why do y'all pay attention to time? You are allowing them to control the narrative and you can't see beyond. The sin alludes to the fact that you know in life and death, but you are farther from life because you have complied yourself with all the free radicals to exist in death. There are people who get all deep into all that. I want you to go and research the stuff and come across all kind of information, and I want you to be able to compile the things I've been saying for a long time now. Though I say grand rising, I'm starting to remove that. Are you aware that in the morning, when the plants and stuff blossom, when the sun is right at a certain particular, you know, they say sunrise. Anyway, rise. Now you get the grand rise. Anyway, when it's peeking over, that's the best time to sun gaze. When it's directly over you and right there, yeah, you can get what's called because you haven't done it from being a youngling, a young Cynthia one. You can get what's called tunnel vision or what's called blinders. You ever see that and get this dark? And sometimes people lose vision for a day or two a week. That's why I do it, because, you know, people see me standing there looking right at so-called 12 o'clock, staring at the sun for like 30 minutes. And I come down and I do my 30, 35s, I do my sand, I do my cold, open my eyes, and everything looks like Technicolor. I have no problems. Doesn't mean that you should do that. I've been doing this for decades. But what I'm saying is the blooming in the sun. You know what that frequency is based on? What kind of music do y'all find calming? The theatrics of music. I don't want to hear rap and all this stuff. I don't want classical. Are you aware that classical does the same thing to the plants? Do you know why? And I know we talk about 808 and 440, 572 and all that stuff. Why is that classical music still allow a plant to sprout or to blossom? I would advise some of you to do as I do. Every once in a while, play some classical music. If you don't have this, right, I want you to, this individual went out the way to make music because he understood the importance of this music. And the fact, come on now, what's going on here? I'm gonna take that thing off here. I can't get rid of it. I'll share that with you in a minute. I want to pull this individual up. I shared it with you before. No, I don't want to. Why is that in the end playing on my tablet? Anyway, let me see if it's the. Let me see. Where's it at? Why is this show all my collections, fool? What's going on here? They all in my stuff being nosy? Oh my goodness, I love it. Anyway, I know y'all saying, what does Red mean by he love it? I adore it. You know, love is the opposite of what it actually states. Now, we can make anything mean anything we want, but let me pull this up. Okay, I've got quite a collection here. All right, so just hold on. Classical, theatrical, I've got all kind of magnificent magnificent so-called music, which is steeped in frequency, which is sound, right? Which is colors, right? Otherwise, the 60s wouldn't have been with all that, you know, those colors that y'all saw in the Yellow Submarine and everything else. Okay, where you at, buddy? I should move him up to the top so that way I don't have to do this for everything here. Ooh, child. Dude, was it like the first thing I put on here because it was magnificent and I wanted to hear it over and over? It might be the case. God, the Drifters. Dude, is it still here? Okay. Maybe I should have pulled it up before. No, not. What is this station crap? Oh. I didn't want to see that. I want to see. There we go. Playlists. What's going on, dude? Dude, I have a super list and they're putting, this is what happens, y'all. Only show downloads, man. I don't want to see that crap no more. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. They really up in here, y'all. Nah, I'm not giving them strength. I'm acknowledging the fact that they're stupid. Stupid doesn't mean good or bad, y'all. It's just, I'm pointing it out because I know a lot of them are going to be bothered. And for those who don't get bothered, it doesn't matter to me. Okay, now. All right. So is this it right here? Is this it? Solfeggio harmonics. Okay, that's not the one. Wow. Okay. This is sad, y'all. Okay. Now I had to go to my profile, guys. Just give me a second. I literally had to go to my profile to pull this stuff up, guys. All right. That's Tibetan bowl. I actually ordered one of those bowls. I actually ordered it, what was it, last Tuesday or Wednesday? It said 18 to 20 something, I don't know. So when it gets here, it gets here. Hopefully I'll be getting ready to head up out of this mug. Not hopefully. I'm just saying that for your sake. Okay, all right. This is what I'm saying. Okay, where you at, buddy? Where you at? This is what I was looking for. It was giving me radio stations. I was like, what is going on? They really, when they did this Force update, and what I've noticed, and y'all tell me, have y'all noticed that when you go to something, the camera takes a picture? I think it's magnificent. If they only knew what I knew, and they don't, and they never will, but for some of you, y'all get it. All right, so is it, did he change the name? I'm gonna play a little bit. Just a little bit, okay? Just, no, we don't want easy 432, because that's not, hold on. Okay. My beats. I forgot I had, I got it right here. Okay, so my apologies for taking so long, because really, I was looking at, it's showing me radio stations when I hit my list and my albums and this, that, other. It's the radio stations I created. So I went to my profile, to which it always used to be first anyway, so they've changed things. So, as y'all know, I asked y'all to look into Richard Wagner and Forbidden Knowledge. Go ahead and Google it, YouTube it, or whatever. But on my music platform, I actually play this sometimes at night, And it's a voice. So I want you to hear this. And this is the real deal. I can't play it all. It made me sit straight up, y'all. I was slouching. I had to sit straight up. And unintentionally, intentionally, like I'm not putting on an act, y'all. It's like every time I put it on, I have to bring my feet in. I have to sit a certain way. And I have this empty feel. Like when I had a headache, somebody was saying they had a headache the other day. I forget who you are. I was like, let me go, and I put it all through. And I just had it all out. I opened the door so he could sit by there. He wouldn't even move. He stayed right there with the music. And all the birds started chirping for a moment. And I was like, am I disrupting something? So I turned it off. And slowly, and then the crows, rah, 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 and the doves. And I was like, hit play. I was holding the tablet in my hand when I did it. It's on my phone, like TV. And I sit in here with it all the way with the sound bar. And it is the most calming. And then there's the moments when I go upstairs and I just want to sit in front of my bed with my table and everything. And I want to open a book and I put on Bach, Beethoven, you would name it. All right. And I just sit there and I get butt naked. And I got the toe shoes, right? So when I go outside, I put the toe shoes on with my Kung Fu shorts and no shirt. I'm just standing out there in the sun and the music's coming because the window's open. It's like 80, 90 degrees. And I'm just, nobody's paying attention. It doesn't mean being caught off guard or see, that's negative energy. That is what we manifest through the sin, the crown chakra, the Christ, through our sentient existence. We disperse out, not pulling in the good, but pulling in negative. We disperse out that same energy, magnified, because I keep telling you, you're more powerful than you know. We create the war by buying into it. I don't care about what they're doing if that's what they want to do. If they're that broken, and someone say, well, that has cause and effect. Not if I decide to ascend. What effect? But you got to take medication for anxiety. Is it really anxiety? Or is it attributed to the fact that I've been so poisoned that I've been removing the toxins? That I don't give it sway and express to them. Because all they want to do is make a different pill and put poison in it. That's what the medical industry does. That's what the idiots who are fearful. That's what those who want you to believe, who you think. And obviously they want you to believe that they're powerful and in control. They're not. They're a product of their own institutionalization of their perversion. Does that mean turn the other cheek? And man, I don't have to be violent. That if you come, I'm not creating an environment for you to want to come and smack me in the face. But you have people, individuals out here. You have certain persons, which is not a real thing, or people, which is not a real thing, who are broken. Why would you be in their field or in the midst of their environment? You see the importance of why you see children hugging trees now naturally without being told or expressed to? Do you see parents in New York standing up to a bunch of foreigners who want to rock around thinking they're really something because certain individuals are paying this illusion that they're to be feared, these fake ass police, because you can't have guns and this, that, and other, protect yourself against these absurdities? But those people are walking around in a broken frequency. They're permitting it and allowing it, that a little 9-year-old child has to come up and scream at them because the children are manifesting something different. There's a reason why they took all these children. Remember I told you about how they used to cannibalize their own children when they went to Palestine? All those converts, the Zionists don't care about them. They know they're not real. These people are fake. I'm not here to ascertain and give more hate. Something last night says, you know what you should probably do is because somebody asked you a question. Because I guess they saw it on Flippy Floppy or Instagram or whatever. I don't know. And they didn't share the video. I was like, I got some of the information already. I can share a little bit, but you gotta, if you found a source of if you found a source of information and it's beneficial, why are you asking me? But I says, you know what? And they were intelligent, but maybe you want to share it with everybody else. I says, what makes you think I have it in my own format? And I said, have you watched all my videos? Have you been able to put together the fact that I've been actually assisting people to listen to the puzzle pieces, take notes? You remember 2 videos a while back? I said, take notes, write it down. Most of you wouldn't. I'm not giving energy that you won't. But I've started to see more magnificent women come along who, when they are in here, who really do it. And brothers, Westside is going, he's finding great information. And the information is not new. It's always been there. But there are people who are actually utilizing. Look at Ganja, the video he did the other day. He said what needed to be, and he spoke the truth. It's not about the truth and lies no more. It's about what you ascertain in dialect of your responsibility, because, see, the liar has already been shown for what they are. A lot of light-skins don't know that. A lot of the enemies come here. They're coming under the guise that you don't know this is your land. And the ones that do, they don't. It's not, issue's not with you as long as you're not venerating hate towards them. That's why I say hate is unnatural. But they come to subjugate all these little racists who don't want to add up. They don't care if they were ex-cop, worked in the FBI, who don't want to sit here and be honest. The land is not theirs. Now the pale skins who are of our bloodline, who by the fear of their parents have rode into the white narrative, and even with caustic relations of harming some of the darker melanated brothers and sisters, brown people here, there's a tone, there's sins of the father. I don't think y'all get it. And when we say that, we're talking about a dead sin, chakra, a kundalini that is not operative, a displacement. Now, we play a part in that, but we didn't create that. They subjugated themselves to that in a time of, we got to have what's here, because this is truly, by the narrative of this space, the old world. If you think we haven't been here that long, you are truly mistaken. If you don't think there's other factors at play, don't give it energy. So what? What you need to come in tune with is dismissing all that stuff and getting in league. And someone say, well, wait, you were just, I showed you that I have power. And I showed you the perverted form of power, to be able to control the narrative by spewing a whole lot of rhetoric. And then I tell you, but most of the time I'm acting, because I want to get the weak people in here and allow them to capitulate to the lie and then build up from it. There's a, how do you say, a method to the madness? But something said, looking at the time frame, what's going on, I was like, you know what? Let me bring my brothers and sisters in all walks of life right on in. Because you still have a lot of people that have hate, and you have operatives who are still going to perform their duties. And a lot of you pay attention to these individuals. They give you good moments and feel good and everything else. But they show you that there's a brokenness. I see sisters who are supposed to be angelic, powerful, and they've subjugated themselves to more self-hate, obituary-like, feminist ideology that has nothing to do with the true feminine energy, which there's a balance between masculine and feminine. There's no woman, no man. There's sentient. There's truth. There's life. There's death. There is lies. And I see a lot of them on the lower and not in the zone of any chakra, but in only existence to venerate an emotion because they don't have a strong persona, to which they deny based on following more foolish women and men who aren't even aware of their truth. Well, because you know why? A lot of you have been subjugated and become the effeminate side of the masculine, which we get into the God and the sin, the balance of the sentient. And that's why they covet your truth. The enemy is the power over you, like the shell on the energy, when it's supposed to be us with the women. I don't think you really get it there. I don't think you're really starting to find the plausibility in this. I don't really think, and that's not sending negative energy, that's enticing you to seek the truth of what you're capable of. Because see, they have a lot of operatives and idiots that've got little boxes and little weapons, and they'll be living next door in the town, and they will have these amplifiers that they're kind of protected from, not, and they will subjugate, and you'll see people run down the street gunning each other down, cutting off heads and everything else, and say, but over there, they're out in the wilderness. They're not who they're supposed to be. They've acclimated already to a system of self-purgatory. Needless to say, all the things of death and homoeroticism and everything else, animalistic bestiality and all the things that are natural, unnatural. So you think it takes a lot of chemicals? When cause and effect. The hybridization of an individual is a chemical mishmash of things. I'm not saying that you can't benefit in a sin. What I'm saying, if you don't know these things and accept it, how can you accept the responsibility to correct and better yourself? Look at all the countries that beat down on women. And the religions. I mean, there's only 3 things that talk about sin being something negative. That's Islam, Judeo-Christianity, and fake-ass Jews. That's the only thing. From this old engine, this old cowboy right here. I don't want to see the worst for nobody. But you entertain, you feed that energy. Just like you power the lights, the TV, you power the phones and everything. This is an abstract. This is as real as it seems. It's not all that real. But you're holding it. He's talking delusional. Is the mind state that got you believing without knowing that it's delusional? That there's no plausibility in some things? The fact that you are moving in what dimension? I know you think you're moving 3-dimensionally. All right, make your hand go through here. All right, you say, but I can see. You can see what? You can see a prism of shape. You can see that because you know your finger that you believe to be round. So therefore you see this way and you believe, okay, this is the power. You already circumvent that. If I was to sit down and draw this cup with the lid this way, and I mean in perfect form, like a picture, you would swear that, oh, it's round because that's the illusion of it being round. You still see 1 dimension. I don't care who you think you are. You're looking at me and you see me move, so you see different shapes. When I'm looking at you like this, you only see 1 dimension. You are multidimensional. And I ain't talking about this physiology of physical. Religion is not going to get you there. That is to keep you subjugated and subjected. I don't care who talks it. There are some people who see it and imply it different. Who remembers me reading Flatlanders? I'm just saying that's 1 book out of probably millions. Well, thousands, if not millions. But you see this and you think, oh, there goes the Adam's apple. Adam's apple. So it means a man. How about its displacement? Is where it's supposed to be. Eve. It's funny how Eve is when the sun sets and the moon rises. I'm only stating this. It's always been known with us that we've attracted the sun energy to be in the feminine, but they say they're looking at the sun because of Christianity. When the sun rises, so they gave you a Jesus. You can't make this up, and it's conflicting and confusing. But the sun feeds us and nurtures us, right? With Mother Earth. So in the daylight, we see her in all her beauty. For those who want to get into the so-called true etymology or ecology of things, if you want to say it's truth. And at night, to be comforted. We got the moon, man, right? Man, moon, oh, comfort, safe. I'm in my place, rest. I'm supposed to be able to sleep unaffiliated with anything going around. I don't think y'all get it, man. Energy and frequency, bro. Are you aware that if you have certain kind of magnets and you put copper and wrap it around them, and you're able to put a pulse through it, from a source of energy, whatever it may be, with a capacitor, that means in a switch that can take the energy stored, turn it on, pulse it, that if you have water coming down, the water will make a shape. Coming straight down, the water will make a shape because of the metals in there. So your body is comprised of these because your body produces all these things. If you're getting the right sustenance, your enemy knows this. And that has slowly been poisoning you, diluting your metals so that you can attain who you are. I am here to tell you that even with all that poisoning, you can still attain who you are when you stop giving them the energy because of the stupidity of what they're doing. You are allowing a perversion to exist, and you're being a coward at the same time. No, you can really do that. For those who know how to solder and or weld or whatever, and you got those few little devices, you know how a capacitor works without killing yourself, and you with amperage and everything, and you know how to build it on a board or something. Carefully, make sure that it's grounded. It's funny how when you want to ground something, you put the ground wire with a peg in the ground. It's funny how you could take two pegs and wires, put them in the metal, all right, brass or copper, I think, put it in the ground and put it on a light bulb, and the light bulb comes on. But nobody wants to have that real conversation because the majority of you haven't done it yet to see it, to be convinced, because you're still living one-dimensionally, and they occupy your space in many dimensions while robbing you of your truth and making you believe, or without knowing that you can't ascend, even though it's just a word that is a real frequency that is uplifting, just like certain musics, and how they had to put 440 and 808 to cut you off from that, which was healing and everything else. Didn't they just have some peckerwoods come along and sit there? I still want to say that's negative. Oh, they peckerwoods. Talking about, with the right frequencies, you can regrow enamel and teeth. This has always been known. How about the fact that when people get the legs amputated, the bone is still trying to grow with skin and everything into a new leg. So what they do, they have 30 to 40 or 50 operations for the rest of their freaking life to shave and cut that bone down. Are inhibitors to keep it from growing. And if it stops that from growing, what else does it stop from growing? This is what medicine is. Nobody said nothing. Am I making sense? Huh? You stop using the 808? Phantom limb. Oh, okay. I got you guys. Hey, Benji, Delusions, Omac. It wasn't saying nothing. I had to hit all chats. You know what I'm saying? Nickel Turtle, what's up, beloved? I'm Baby Go Slaughter. To all agree. What's going on? How y'all doing? Original Lone Wolf, what's up? Much respect and love. Just because. Forbidden Not. Richard Wagner is very good. I actually have one of his. Yeah, well, let me see. Let me pull it up, because it might be in my toter upstairs. I got books on my bed, y'all. I don't pull everything out, and I don't like people being nosy. But Richard Wagner. Let me see if it's on here, because it has my orders going way back. I think it was Wagner, right? Richard Wagner, right? Because that's a whole bunch of them. Because I know I have it. Why is it doing that? Because I have the PDF too, so I'm not going to use that. Okay, let me see. So, yeah, from Prometheus to Pornography. But that's the original from Roger Stark. So that's what I have. That's the book I have. So you actually talking about, I guess he must have CDs or something like that, or maybe a book. I don't know. I might have seen it before they destroyed Barnes & Noble a few years back over in Blackstaff. But the PDF, I have that, because I remember seeing it on GoofyTube. So this platform. Let me see. There's another one. I'm trying to see which one because that goes way back. That was like when eBay, before Amazon became something. Because some of you don't know, there's like a whole bunch of books on forbidden knowledge if you don't want to get into it. especially if y'all want to get into occult stuff and all that other stuff. Okay, let me see here. So they're blocking things. Okay. So like I said, there's a bunch of them. All right. And I actually have that one. So I bought that years ago, a few years ago, about 4 years ago. And then you got to be careful about the Encyclopedia of Forbidden Knowledge if y'all want to get that. And that's cheap. That's like $10. But yeah, that's a good one too, bro. And there's a whole bunch of them out there. Definitely, just because. You like good. Washington, Virginia, Mozart. Yes. Man, that's good stuff right there. Yes. Oh, there's so many more. Rimsky-Korsakov. Oh, man. And I'm talking about, like, build you, if you have Pandora or whatever site you use, build you a nice little library. And if you can download some stuff and put it on a which card, because if they just, I'm not gonna give it no energy. We ain't gonna worry about it. And listen to them. Walk through your house, allow yourself to be lighted. If somebody comes in, what's that garbage? Don't get angst with them. Say, oh, shut it off and go, no, well, this is what this is, and this is what it does. Would you like to listen to something and see? And turn it low. Allow them to, you know what I'm saying? Some people have to be grafted and some people just want to hear straight up country. The first thing to be Satanized, right? And then for those who don't know what Satan is, we're not going to get into that. But then they got, then they took R&B and they got people making dumb crossroads. That's a mental format of nothing but nonsense. Y'all really need to let it go. I grew up with those people. You know what I'm saying? Literally with those people, We give energy all over the place, and it needs to stop, y'all. I appreciate that, just because. Indigo Turtles, I got you, beloved. Sacred secretion. This lie ever told is to look outwardly instead of inwardly. Exactly. Craig Ross, salute. What's going on, beloved? I got you, Max B. You already know, beloved. Just want to make sure I got everybody. I want to make sure I said hi. If I said hi twice, and you got it 4 or 5 times. You know what I'm saying? T. Hines, top of the AM. What's up, Nelly? What's cracking? What's going on? Got San Fran in the house. It's good to have y'all up in here. But I just hope that was good. I didn't want to go deep because the information is there. If you got Flippy Floppy, TikToky, these are all government platforms, all right? But it doesn't matter. You can use it to your benefit without being harsh and hurtful and everything else. And y'all saw the people who copyrighted that video trying to remove what I was about to talk about now. They copyrighted because this is what they do. Now, they don't have no power over me, but they're too, you grabbed enough dumb people in, they think they do. Let me pull up the original, so that way I don't have to just make stuff up, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not into that. Wow, I put up one and they gave me 20 different ones? That's kind of funny. So anyway, as y'all know, I was talking about the Lasso group, right? And everything about the Lasso group, whether you go to Reddit or whatever, even if you go to BB, they're a fraudulent group. How are they going to copy? They're copywriting people's stuff as if they're a real group. This is a Zionist front by the Netherlands. I'm serious. New Zealand and Netherlands. What are they over here talking about trying to copyright something? Let me pull this up. I'm gonna pull up the right thing. I didn't go and just type all this stuff to pull it up and blah blah blah. So they want to say anti-Semitic conspiracies about 9/11. There's no such thing as anti-Semitic when the true Judean people are right here. Those are 87 to 90% converts, and then the Zionists, who's the other 10 to 13%, they're not even Jews. I read some of their names the other day, and everybody knows this. The information's right there, but because I already told you about, if y'all don't know about the Anti-Defamation League, when they were created, and who were they created by? That's all I would like to hear. They're fraudulent, okay? So, ABC News, all right, Israelis detained on 11 September. It is well known that 3 were in training and 2 were Mossad agents who were held in Brooklyn for 2 weeks and then sent back over to Israel, to Palestine. There ain't no Israel over there. Israel's a people. It's not a landmass or a place. It's a people, all right? But because people have been given lower frequencies, they're not their own selves, they've been poisoned and chemically, everything else, the enemy has a problem dealing with anything that regulates truth and takes power away from them. They never had power. You subjugated and given them power. So the Lasso Group is a fraudulent front created by the same people, just like the damn, what you called, 1913, that fake ass, when they stole the gold and silver, the same bastards. That's what it is. Does bastards really mean anything? Remember I was talking about curse words? The curse words you speak is I love you. You're everything to me. Black, white, African American, I'm just American. It's funny how the foreigners can be just American and everybody else who are really entitled to this land, who built it and repaired it and fixed it, got to be everything else. Who created the Ku Klux Klan is when you start getting into these things, the fact that there was only 450 conversos or converted so-called Jews, rabbinical order of the Talmudic faith in Germany, they said we got 6 million dead. Then you start realizing there's a whole lot of people who died over there who are Portuguese, Spanish, Gypsies, Gujar. And nobody wants to say that, not religious, homosexuals, this, that, and other. And then they don't account for all those individuals that during war, they felt like they couldn't take time when things got bad because the people who got them fighting Russia turned on them, got America involved because they took over our continent by hijacking it during the time when Lincoln was creating martial law because there was too many coming on the land. That's why the Civil War is fiction, just like the Revolutionary War and everything else, and then murdered him and then hijacked our republic and then created a fake democracy, ran against us while they were still bringing people off the boats. We were still fighting. That's why the Seminole, the Yamasee, Chickasaw, nobody ever lost nothing to this fake U.S. corporation that created a Federal Reserve that's no more than a big Ponzi scheme to which the fake Jews created in the first place. But when you speak that kind of stuff, and they know damn well it's factual, the information's right there. This motherfucker came because of this police interview. That's all over the place, even on YouTube. Because they're racist. 5 Israelis detained for puzzling behavior after World Trade Center tragedy. I told you about the so-called art students, some of the very same ones flying around in helicopters by way of this fake-ass government. The same ones that flew so-called constitutional motherfuckers over in Philadelphia in 1985 and dropped satchel charges of C4 on the move and killing children and people, just like they did at the FBI building in Waco and Ruby Ridge, the same little goofy monkeys, the same ones that flew over with helicopters. We invented the helicopter and the damn, not just the airship, the blimp. And they want you to believe in some balloon looking, but we invented the fucking blimp in Tartary because we rebuilt this son bitch. And that damn war, we was fighting them some bitches. They was trying to occupy and steal stuff. We blew up our own Capitol building. And a number of them, not just that one, because they're in every so-called fictional state, but they did that in so-called Black Wall Street, denouncing as if you're dead things, knowing that's autochthonous people, original people of the damn land. And they only did a partial of it out of all that, talking about it was only 400 acres. Who's going to build up a great city and then destroy it? So they try to copyright, say it's ineligible, you can't get it monetized because of one little. So I removed it and said, I'll come on over here and I will share it with you. Because they keep telling themselves that it's going to change. You would think I'm giving it energy. No, I'm expressing to you how dumb they are. Because most of you wouldn't have thought to research it even though I told you. You lack responsibility. I'm not feeding it. I'm saying you must become more responsible and stop feeding the negative energy. So you got a lesson out of something me expressing the fact. So the 5 dancing Israelis intrigued lives on 20 years after the September 11 attacks. But the reality behind the incident may have been, this is the gray zone. You read all of them on your own. Were they common scam artists? No, the 5 dancers, and this is how they, this is why you, and now if I read this article, and I'm not going to, I will put it in your head from north side to west because you haven't circled it, because you already know what it is. This is how they trap people off, and those people don't know nothing. and they get it bouncing all over the place, so you really can never find it out. Maybe a few of you be like, no, they did it, because you're just stubborn, in which I adore you for that. Thank you. But the most people, you have these individuals who will come and they write these things by Jamie Jane Marquise. You think Marquise, that already tells me right there who she is. I'm not going to read it. 9/11 exposed. Documentary soon. Some people might say, well, you're being biased. You're looking for certain. I'm doing exactly what the enemy does. I'm allowing people to acquiesce a process of knowledge and knowing. Not sitting there subjugating themselves to second guessing. To putting themselves in a place where their energy, they can't ascend. There's nothing about it. There's no grand rising to something that don't give life. How can you have life if you dispute everything and remove your life? You don't allow yourself to live. So the Lasso Group is a fraudulent organization. It doesn't matter what fiat's paid or whatever and who they want to put in the office. It's just like the people in Hindustan sitting there robbing a lot of old pale skin and melanated people of their sort of earnings over the last 20 years when HBO first came out, or 30 years, whatever, and they started robbing everybody. HBO came along before that, but you know what I'm saying. Cable really took off. And they started robbing all these old folks with all these little fake channels. So, oh yes, this is so and so, and you, we have made a mistake, and you paid us for this, and they get all your information, and then they turn around. Well, we can clear this up, man. We can clear this up. We can free you up so you don't have to be stuck. If you go ahead and you give us this information, we'll go ahead and deposit the $10,000 that we had got, and then the old lady goes, oh, okay, that's $10,000 more on a mistake. And then she gives the information and she goes, nah, yes, ma'am, you should be able to see it now. She goes over and says, oh, I see 10,000. And then she goes back the next day, everything's going out the account. She calls back, oh, ma'am, yes, sorry. Oh, yeah, there was a mistake. We're dealing with, and you hear people in the back room like in the office, right? This is what these Hindus do on a regular. Now, there's a Russian guy, a Russian American who's been busting them up, messing with them, stealing their money and everything else. And he's been doing a really good job and working with decent Hindu police officers to quell that. And they've been shutting them down left and right, but they keep propping up because the government's behind it, just like anything else, like cartels and everything else. But as far as the dancing Israelis, yes, they come out. They actually had an interview, and you can look it up, where 3 of them were in training. And the one guy even makes a mistake, says we were there to document the event. How the fuck do you know about the event? How were you set up before anything happened? And then 2 of them were Mossad agents out of the 5 or 6, whatever. So when ash fell like snow, 20 years on, a fire warden's 9/11 memories still haunt. And there are people who still there who were in the basement. I was in New York because I ran there before the second one fell down. I had to run into some bagel building with big glass windows and was half covered with dust. And I'll tell you like this. We know magnesium burns when we see it. Melting metal, there's no JP fuel, and there's nothing in that building that can sustain and have metal melting like that. They can do all they want, and this is not here to have you conflicted, because the truth is, this fake ass government, they did the same thing. They brought the damn towers. They don't care about, only 6 Jews were murdered because there was a thing that went out, and they let them know. Even my uncles reached out to me saying, hey, be careful, don't go. I was like, what the fuck? I'm just letting you know. See, there's a difference when you actually have people who know something. All right, so I found a video and I says, well, let me go ahead and do something with it. But these idiots, because they really don't know who the fuck I am, which is fine. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you even got to look at fake Palestine, how extremists took over Israel, and they were subjugating certain so-called Jews to a lot of bad things in prison and everything else. Y'all don't know about that, but that's a whole another thing. So you go to Internet Archives, you can pull it up on a PDF. That's why when they said copyright, they have no copyright over that damn commercial or that interview. They have no copyright over that. That was just to keep you further out. So if you want to know about it, go and pull up the video. If you want to know, I can share it to you. You can pull up the archives. You can pull up the videos everywhere else. The mistake was them coming over here thinking they know who the fuck I am. And that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Appreciate you. Zach Dylan Monsesco, man, how you doing? What was that, Max V? Oh, you see I was saluting everybody. Okay. Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys, man. Any subscribers, appreciate it. Hit the like, thumbs up, appreciate it. You ain't got to like nothing, but hit it. And I got much, much more information to share. Matter of fact, I want y'all to see this picture, man. Somebody was in New York said they had a picture of me when I came out the bagel building when the dust was still falling. And I don't know who was taking these pictures. That's the crazy thing. And so I've been attempting my best to get a picture of that. And people say, well, how'd you feel about it? Man, I didn't feel no kind of way. I was just wanting to make sure everybody was all right. Because, you know, there's a lot of people who are kind of screwed in the head. They says, well, you didn't, man, listen to me. I wasn't scared of nothing. What's there to be scared of? So, all right. So when this fell, I'm going to show you the bagel building I was at, if I remember right, is right down this street. Right down this street. And I ran in that mug. When we heard that boom, like an earthquake, like I was in Turkey, we heard this like earthquake. Oh, was it? Well, wherever it was when I was in an earthquake before. And I ran up in there, and man, this like heat, wind, concrete shit blew by and had my back and head was hit with it. We hadn't even closed the door. Actually, I wasn't even inside when it came down, but I got up inside because we didn't know what was happening. And my cousin Daniel Smith was there. There was a lot of people, man. We wasn't together. He was somewhere else, but it's coming down for a minute, man. And I was still like, yo, I never nobody. So I was like, look, I need a bagel with cream cheese. I don't give a damn. Yeah, it was a bagel shop. I remember it was I wanted some Chinese food that day too, and I was hungry as hell. But yeah, it was that bad. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Marcus House, what's up, beloved? What's cracking? What's cracking? Good, I'm good, beloved. Anyway, been on over an hour. I just wanted to share that with you. And you do have frauds, just like that time the Mexican cartel had certain individuals falsely claiming music from the music studio on YouTube used for Cotton Kid creators. They were robbing people and putting their claim on it, and they didn't create the music or nothing. And they were doing that for a number of years. We're talking about millions of dollars. And there's still individuals attempting to do that today. You would think that YouTube, as quick, they talk about the system's automated. No, it isn't. You got people watching who feel some kind of way. It's a government platform. Like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, I appreciate y'all. It is what it is. Up your energy and stop believing without knowing in a lie and that you're part of that lie. Stop the conviction. Stop debating and arguing with people who don't know nothing. Probably not even a percentage, and it doesn't mean to be demeaning to them either, because that's a form of a mantra. That's a curse, and you don't want to have that. You don't need to have that, because whenever I go to Flicky Flocky, I see these people arguing. I'm like, yeah. And there's a reason why they did forced updates on a lot of the Android phones over the last few days, going back for about a week, and now they're taking pictures. Like, I give a damn, but some of you are going to see it. And it's going to register and it's going to bounce around in there. Don't do it. Do not do it. Do not give them the check, because they got a lot of people. And I could be negative and say dummy. They've got a lot of people who don't know no better. And I'm not saying they can't or it's not within them. They don't have no intuitiveness. It's not meant. They can't stop what's coming. They know it. They're just attempting to stay far ahead of it. And I know how it ends. So if you're one of those individuals that think you're here, you this, that, and the other, my advice to you, you're not about to go on the ride of your life. Bullshit. You ain't gonna like where you end up at. That's all I got to say. I don't know about no hell and no heaven shit. I just know some things. And they're always going to put dummies who don't know no better. Let me plug this in. This is a new wire. Who are always going to sit there and they believe in the dumb shit they've been allowed to do. In their days, it's not about an if, it's a when. Their days are numbered, and they could do the worst they want to do. And all they only knew, they would just probably go in some hole somewhere and close themselves in. But they don't know, and thank goodness. Yeah, hold on to that. And there's so much more. So if you can't afford the time, start researching some things. Be careful. Ask any question you want. My thing is to put you in a direction, to speak on a few things. I can't say everything because then they'd be like, it's not about that. So if people are sharing this information and they're still walking, of course they are. But check it out, see what they got to say, and then do your own mathematics. The sisters, and y'all need to stop this. Attempting to debunk Terrence, shut your ass up. Shut your emotionally broken asses up. I'm on Facebook, people who I adore, sisters who I know. Terrence Howard has been doing patents for a long time, just like me, inventions. And they want to always just throw us under because I've been in a little movie. I was in a few movies. I showed you my family. What you going to say about me next? When everybody comes along and says something, who ain't tied into the BS, who never sold ourselves short. Everybody's got to be in the same plane, and so you got to be the one to listen to, and stop listening to these goofy Negroes, these worthless niggas who don't know shit. All right? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. Anyway, I'll see y'all here in a little bit, and we got a read on. I got to make my steak, my avocado, my asparagus. I might do broccoli florets and my Brussels sprouts so I can get my first meal on the day on. And I got my homie. They're making me Ecuadorian Mexican pizza. Ooh, it's the best too. Ooh. And they always talk to me in Spanish. They want me to get my Spanish together. So I've been working on it. So if my daughter's looking, El Papi is working on his Espanol. Okay? I like German and Chickasaw, and I speak Chickasaw, and I love my German language. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. It's nothing but love and respect, and I'll see y'all here now. 3 o'clock. All right.